Joining us right now is Brockton Mayor Robert Sullivan. Mr. Mayor, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Dan, thank you for having me on again this week. I truly appreciate it.
And, of course, you join us on a bit of a snowy Thursday. In fact, the first snowfall of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it looks great, doesn't it? I mean, the good thing is here in Brockton, we haven't had to do any plowing. A little bit of salting and standing, just, out of abundance of caution. But, my kids were excited to wake up this morning to see some snow on the ground. So it's, getting into the holiday seasons, and, of course, it's very festive. But I do caution people to drive carefully throughout Plymouth County. I know some of the roads are slick, and again, I don't anticipate any plowing today in the city of Brockton.
But that does bring me to talk about, of course, winter, officially just around the corner in a few days, I believe. And so the city, I imagine, preparing for the more significant winter weather we're expecting this upcoming season. Yes,
our DPW Commissioner, Pat Hill, has been monitoring the supplies that we have on hand, the salt, the sand, made sure that all the plows are ready to go if and when we need it. Again, we've been very fortunate the last few years to have mild winters, but you never know. So we plan for the worst, we hope for the best, and we'll probably get somewhere in the middle. But here in the city of Brockton, we have a lot of roadways. We plow our private roads as well, not just the public streets and public roads. So again, it's really all hands on deck. We have great dedicated city employees that do that, and we're also monitoring. We have a lot of old pipes under the ground, some from the 1880s. So we want to make sure that we don't have any leaks or any impacts. So again, we're really looking at everything right now in terms of our inventory and what we need to do in terms of an action plan.
Now, I wanted to also ask you, speaking of cold, around here we've been seeing people experiencing some cold symptoms. We're getting into cold and flu season. City prepared for that as well?
Yeah, I have a department head meeting every other Wednesday at 9 o'clock. It usually goes 9 to 11, and Dr. Eno Mondesser is our Board of Health Director, and we just had one, and, he is expressing, same thing, right? We're seeing some uptick in some flu and some regular colds, and again, out of abundance of caution, if you're not feeling well, and we learned this during the pandemic, if you don't feel well, go see your primary care physician, stay at home. We still, believe it or not, Dan, we give out masks. There are people still that want to utilize masks, and that's great. We do have some. So, we want to make sure that it's going to be a safe, healthy winter. And, again, we are still we're doing shingle shots, we're doing flu shots, we're doing COVID shots. So, again, we're going to continue to make sure that we have a healthy city of champions.
And speaking of safety, you recently put out a fire safety message along with the fire chief.
I did. I mean, Brian Nardelli is just a wonderful, dedicated public servant. He is the chief of the fire department. He is an expert when it comes to the fire and fire safety. So we did one. We've seen a couple fires in the last 48, 72 hours. One was right after the holiday parade that we had on Saturday. That night we had one that was a vacant commercial building on Legion Parkway. And it was really blazing. But, of course, the dedicated men and women of the fire department, Local 144, acted like they always do, and they put it out. And, then we had another vacant property on Otis Street as well. And again, same thing. We had the action. We took care of it. So the chief and I did just a quick reminder, if you see fire or you see any type of suspicious activity, 911. We have some boarded up properties that are vacant or foreclosed, and, we're having some homeless folks try to stay warm. And, I want to make sure everybody is safe. And so the fire chief and I put that out. It's been well received. Originally, Brian, the chief, had actually put out a moratorium to not do any type of chimeneas or outside burning, but that's been lifted as well. So, again, it's just making sure people understand that, we have seen some fires here in the city of Brockton, and we want to make sure we try to minimize that at all costs.
Now, some happier news. We had success for two Brockton teams. First, our choral students did rather well recently.
Phenomenal. I mean, we have such talent. Academic talent, but we have a lot of extracurricular talent, from singing to instrumental play to acting. The Brockton High Drama Club has a play this weekend called Clue up at Brockton High on Friday and Saturday at 7:30, and on Sunday it's at 6:30. And again, the choral they're just such talent. I mean, you don't have to go to New York City to see performances or go to the Pops in Boston. I mean, there is some talent here in Brockton and in the region that really is exceptional. So I applaud, as a graduate of Brockton High, I applaud all of the recipients of these awards, and really look forward to spending some showcases in the near future. The holiday concert's coming up on the 17th of this month.
And also the physical fitness drill team did pretty well, too?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, it's a different generation. These kids are not just unbelievably smart and doing well academically, but physically fit. And so, again, I say kudos to the next generation. We're in good hands with the boys and girls here in the city of Brockton. And, you know, I'm the mayor of everybody that lives, 106,000 people, Dan, that live in the city of Champions. So, you know, I am just so proud, being a dad of 3 kids myself, you know, to see these kids excel in terms of physical fitness and academics and athletics. I mean, it's the whole package. So kudos to them, and I really look forward to seeing, you know, how their futures, you know, span out. I go to graduation every year of all the different schools, not just Brockton High School, and I'm amazed by the talent that is out there.
All right, Mr. Mayor. Well, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you so much for speaking with us. We do appreciate it.
Thanks, Dan. I'll talk to you next week.
Indeed. Brockton Mayor Robert Sullivan.